What if we could make the Heritage Foundation back the fuck off of trans people? So they are, FBI is planning to categorize trans people as a nihilistic, violent, extremist terrorist group. And we're not having that. So we're not having it. So, question is, how are we going to manifest? What am I going to manifest about that? How about we just end that? We just end that initiative. How about, because I'm tired of seeing the most powerful people in the world bully the most vulnerable people in our society. And this is all that this is. This is a, like, punching down. It's so dishonorable. So, trans rights. We will manifest trans rights. Manifest that. People just leave people the fuck alone. Okay, so sorry, that, like, when I do these live manifestations, it sometimes isn't pretty. Sometimes the answers do not come easily, and I did this one with little preparation. So this is brought about after the shooting of that guy at that university, and they're trying to build a narrative that it was like a nihilistic, violent extremist that was transgender or associated with the transgender community. And so now, like, this is their excuse to make it to, like, categorize them as a hate group. There's no good reason for this. Like, they could just leave everybody alone. They could do that. When God created the heaven and the earth, and he created man and woman, he didn't create man and woman. He created one person that was both male and female. It was a non-binary individual. So there is not, I mean, they did, like, split, like, man and woman apart from each other and made two genders, but in the beginning it was one person. And God doesn't have a gender either. It was one person with all the capabilities of gender, like, inside of them. And we can have that understanding. Or we can just have the understanding from science and biology that it's just observable that not every person, or not every, like, living creature in a species, like, has, like, fits fully into one gender or the other. It's very very much demonstrated in nature. Anyway, I still haven't figured out the intention. Well, the intention is to end this persecution, to end the persecution of transgender Americans. Just end it. There's no reason for it. Like, 10 years ago, most people didn't even know what a transgender person was. It has become a convenient political, because the thing is that people get uncomfortable about the bending of gender. People who, especially if you have been indoctrinated into very strict gender roles, and, like, seeing, like, you need to be able to identify the gender of someone to know how you're going to treat them. Like, yeah, a transgender person is going to blow up your way of, like, perceiving and, like, living in the world, because if you don't know what gender they are, then you just don't know whether you're going to respect them or not. And it's like, maybe that whole structure needs to go, because the structure is not made by God, it's made by humans. And I can show you where that is. or it wasn't made by humans either, it was actually made by evil. Cursed is the ground because of you. One moment. It's in Genesis 3, I think, but yeah, it's Genesis 3. And so this was like after Adam and Eve ate the apple that they weren't supposed to eat. Then, so God said to Eve, he said to the woman, versus the woman ate the fruit first, he said, I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. With painful labor you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. So before the fall of man, there was no patriarchy. The husband ruling over the wife, that was not a thing. And so this hierarchical gender model is actually not a thing. And like in heaven, it's not a thing. And because the original human being had both genders and was like separated into two people, but was originally both genders in one person, which tells me that every person has the capability to express anywhere on the gender spectrum that you so desire. I know, well, I don't want to get into like defending this biblically because it doesn't actually matter. Like what actually matters is like, are we treating our fellow human being with love and respect? And that, so yes, we will be manifesting the end to the persecution of transgender people in America, in the world, but definitely in America. And maybe now I'm going to do some tarot cards to see like what we can expect for that. Or no, I'm going to do the pendulum because it's in my hand already and it must be here for a reason. So show me yes. And again, this pendulum, I feel like it reads my own energy. And my energy is like wonky, so normally the yes does not look like this. So I'm going to ask again. Okay, show me yes. And show me no. Okay, so no is a circle now. Show me yes. You're not cooperating today. Okay, let's try this again. Let's reset. All right. I want to speak with Jesus and him only. Whoever is messing with my pendulum, I'm not, like, get out of here. Any evil spirits that are in the room that are messing with this, like, I need you to go. So show me yes. Okay, so you're doing the circle now. Now show me no. I'm going to take this to mean that I should not be using the pendulum today because it is not cooperating. Let's pull out these tarot cards. Okay, great. All right, trans rights, the end to the persecution of transgender Americans. Because let me tell you, it's like first they came for the transgenders, and I didn't speak out. And you know how the rest of that poem goes. So I will not be having my transgender siblings be made a terrorist organization on my watch. I mean, I could be a terrorist organization. That would be great. First order of business, everyone gets a cat. All right. Now, what I want to know, tarot is really bad at time, because what I really want to know is like how quickly we can expect to have this turnaround for trans rights. And I'm feeling like tomorrow. It could happen as quickly as tomorrow. I'm going to take that to mean I'm going to see something tomorrow. Progress on the front for transgender rights, for the end to persecution of transgender Americans and people around the world. While I have these tarot cards out, let's find out what is behind this agenda. Well, I don't know if I'm going to ask what's behind the agenda that the Heritage Foundation has. I mean, I don't really care about that. I care how to stop them. So yeah, how do we stop them? How do we stop the Heritage Foundation from destroying so many parts of society that people used to just mind their own business about? We have, like in America, we have this like time-honored tradition of minding your own business. And I very much like love and respect that. Like, it's a very neighborly thing to do. So yes, how do we put an end to the persecution of the transgender community and get back to a culture of minding your own business? That is what I desire. That is what I shall be asking today. Okay, we are ready and here for it. Thank you. I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot deck, which is my favorite one. And is the one that's been traveling with me, so the box is all beat up. I need to figure out some better way to handle storage or transport of tarot decks, because you never know when you're going to need a tarot deck, you know? Okay, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay. The Queen of Swords reversed is the current situation, which is law being weaponized. Which is very obvious that is actually the situation. So law, it's actually, and because it's the Queen of Swords, it's like internally this is like plans for the law to be weaponized. Let's put it that way. The challenge is Three of Pentacles. Oh, that one's. I gotta censor her. Three of Pentacles reversed. So we've got the artist, we've got the model, we've got the 3 coins. You know what? I'm going to take this to mean like sexual corruption specifically. The people who are like outlawing these sexual and gender expressions are also engaging in all of them. Why they want to, I mean, they want to destroy it because some interpretations of the Bible say that you have to do that. But the most important thing that's in the Bible is Jesus, who came to earth to forgive sins and to restore everybody. And it says, like, while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. So you can still be doing whatever. Jesus is still there. Like, there's no need to, like, conform to a gender expression or a sexuality. Like, you don't have to do those things. You don't have to do those things to meet Jesus. You don't. Now, if he asks you to do something after you meet him, that's not on me. So, but you don't have, like, yeah, the whole Bible is to introduce us to the Son of God. That is, like, why it's there, or introduce us to the Son of God who forgives everything. So, but these people who are putting these laws in place, I guess they don't know that. Well, God bless them and let them know that. Give them grace for whatever they're doing behind the scenes so that they can back the fuck up off the rest of us and give the rest of us grace as well. The goal is the Nine of Cups. This is like a wish fulfilled. I sometimes see this card as the Supreme Court. Well, I think they want to use the Supreme Court to do some kind of ruling against this community. That is definitely what the Heritage Foundation wants to do. 100%. Subconscious influence is the Knight of Swords. This is like, I see no problem with my interpretation of the holy books, and I'm going to run with it and make the laws of the nation be about that. Because I know that I'm right, and I'm just going to charge forwards, whether I'm actually right or not. Yeah, sounds about right. In the past, we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. And you know what? In the past, the money-making potential of this nation was severely damaged. And it was damaged by politicians, it was damaged by bankers, it was damaged by all kinds of people who had an agenda. Who it was not damaged by was transgender Americans. Like, I can confidently say that. But the damage was done, and because of the, I'm not even going to say because the scarcity was intended. It was created intentionally. The Heritage Foundation wants that in place. They want a society where the majority of people have no choice and have to work for the oligarchs. That scarcity is by design. I don't know necessarily, like, off the top of my head what this has to do with trans rights, but I do know that the material scarcity, material abundance is really the foundation of, like, really all the fuckery that is taking place. So there has to be, I know what it is. These are people who want men to be a war machine and women to be a baby factory. And if you're falling outside of those, because that's like the most ruthlessly efficient use of a human being, it's demonic to me. But anyway, they created this scarcity so that they can, like, force society into these, like we're a factory. Like, get out of here. This reading is not telling me how to stop this. Not yet. It's telling me how it got here. Well, we're getting to in the future. And in the future, the Magician is reversed. So that would mean, like, this should mean that we're manifesting the correct future, but I think we're manifesting the wrong one. Somebody's manifesting A world without trans rights. And if I can find him, I'll tell him to stop. Write a strongly worded letter. People would hate me if I was an elected official. But yes, we need to turn that manifestation capability around. That may be what we need to do. Turn the manifesting around to protect trans rights, to protect trans people, to end the persecution of transgender people in the United States of America. Where we find ourselves is this is a betrayal. This is a huge betrayal. I mean, this is a betrayal of the human spirit, of every person. Because if they come for one person, they come for all of us. Views of others, great. It's like somebody has a strong desire to destroy. They really want to pin it on certain people. They really want to pin it on transgender people. If they pin it on, so disgusting. If you're going to pin it on the most vulnerable people in society, you never need to look in the mirror. You never need to examine yourself. How shallow and self-serving of a motivation is that? Like, come on. If you are worthy to be the leader of a nation, you can do better than that. The hopes and fears, people may have to walk away. We may have to walk away. We do have to walk away. And this is not a happy walking away, because every person, or maybe not every person, but most people in America, we've all gotten some kind of a benefit. And there may be some benefits that we have to walk away from. There may be some conveniences that we have to walk away from to fight for someone else, possibly. I mean, it's one thing if you're fighting for yourself, but if you're fighting for someone else, fighting for someone you've never met, are you going to make sacrifices? And maybe people are afraid to, but it's time. Excuse me. The outcome, the Nine of Swords reversed. So this is like the nightmare situation reversed. So I think that means that what was meant to be a nightmare situation doesn't have to be one. I will take that. I will receive that. And just the idea, and I feel like maybe this is what we need to move forward with. It does not have to be a nightmare situation. Just because the government is announcing something, it doesn't mean that it must happen. Who has the power? You have the power. So let these people say whatever they want. You don't have to fall under it. You do not have to fall under their decisions when they have no legitimate authority over you. What authority does the Heritage Foundation have over a United States resident? They have no authority whatsoever. So you do not have to accept their intention for you. We manifest our own. There you go. Well, let me know in the comments if you liked this or hated it. And happy manifesting. FDT.